Aloha, and I got I got inspired by a very cool artist. Her name is Julia, and she's making very deep alt pop music. And she opened up talking about some things, and I actually today have like a day where I am processing some things too. And you know, as you can see, I have put myself together. I've put on some makeup, a cutesy outfit, and I am in Mallorca right now, which really happened by accident, but now I'm here. And there was like a very old tram that you can take to see a little bit of the city, see a little bit of the nature. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And the thing is, which I think a lot of people that know me don't know, but recently I started always mentioning it. I have autism and ADHD, being on the spectrum of it. I don't have a diagnosis, but I see a lot of the symptoms within me. And I also have complex PTSD. So I have like some baggage that I'm carrying around. And I feel like from the outside, it's very difficult for people to see that and to understand that, because of course, what I'm trying to do every day is to look as polished as possible. You have no idea how many books I have been reading about psychology and social psychology and social behaviors and how to interact with people, how to be charming, how to make friends, how to have small talk, how to keep up conversations. I think if you would meet me now, you would see a very confident, calm, mature person, very charismatic, very stylish, very well put together, you know. But what you cannot see is how I am feeling and processing stuff from the inside. And the thing is, it's not really too much to go outside, go to that tram station, get myself a ticket and go for a ride to see the island a little bit, as I am already here. And a few months I kind of make a joke about, haha, I'm traveling to be able to play video games with a different view out of my window. And today is one of these days where this is actually being way too true as I wanted it to be. And I was going outside, I was going to a shop because I wanted to cash in some money. And just while I was walking outside, I realized it's so hard. It's like way too much for my system. My headphones broke, so I had to use different headsets. And you know, as I styled myself up and put in my extensions and everything, just going to that shop for like 10 minutes and not being able to cash in my money and finding what I'm looking for and going back to a different place which I also didn't found, and then going to a third place that wasn't open today, even if it said online that it was open, that was too much for me to handle. So I realized for today I'm defeated. I went back to the hostel and just played some video games. And this is like a very typical example of how limited my social energies are, how limited my power is in being outside, talking with people, socializing. Don't get me wrong, if I go outside and I talk to people, I am great at socializing. You may find me the sweetest, the funniest, the cutest on the party. You know what I mean? But the thing is that it is all learned and trained, and nothing of this is like my true self. My true self is so awkward that you wouldn't even handle a conversation with me, as long as you're not autistic or neurodiverse yourself. And I have already been writing a song about that. Right now, I'm not in the stage of making music. Right now, I'm in the stage of working, making some money to then be able to keep up making music. I also don't have my equipment with me, my microphone and everything, so I just have my phone, and that's why I felt like just talking, because Julia talked about some stuff, and it made me realize how needed it is to, just speak your truth. It doesn't always have to be through a song. And the thing about autism in women is major studies about autism in women have started in 2012. Can you imagine? Until until then, it was mainly only studied on, obviously, men and boys, but not on girls. And the thing with autism in women is women are so used to masking and hiding anything that in most women you don't even realize it, because most women are way more capable of masking and pretending to be a normal person as men are, because women just have a lot of more emotional sensitivity, emotional intelligence, emotional depth, empathy. I mean, maybe not just because we are all born like that, but because the society is teaching us and triggering us to be like that, if you know what I mean. It's not that we just grow up like this. I mean, I was the weird kid. I was always the outsider. I was always bullied. I never felt like I belonged anywhere. Kind of my entire life, no matter where I've been, I always felt like in a room of 100 people, I'm lucky if I find one person that I can resonate with. And on days like today, I simply have to accept the fact that I am not a normal person, that I don't have the capacities that normal people have. Like a normal person goes to a vacation to see things and meet people and talk to people. And I also said to myself, I'm going to take a few days off. And I wanted to go outside and do something, but the only thing that I can do is stay inside, stay alone, because even though I like people and I like talking to people, most of the times I just can't do it. I'm not able to. I'm really not able to do it. I don't have the capacities to socialize with people every day or to be around people every day. I spend most of my time alone. I always have, and I guess I always will spend most of my time alone. If I have a day where I'm outside and I have to talk to people, like just being at the airport and going through all of that stuff, usually it takes me 3 days of being alone to recover. And on times like this where I need to work, I have to constantly be around people, and I constantly have to push myself to be social and to I am with people. I do, because I tend to be very perfectionistic. I have the expectation towards myself to have the perfect conversation, to ask a lot of questions, to be as charming and loving and, appreciative as possible. And whatever you see on me that looks natural, you can be pretty sure that most of it is learned behavior. I am not a person, I'm not a people's person by nature, but by choice. I always do my best with people because I want to be able to connect with people and talk to people and be understood by people. Just know that it's not easy. It's very exhausting. Sometimes when I have been too much in social interactions, I just have a breakdown. I have been crying in public so often that I stopped counting, because sometimes I'm so overwhelmed that I just can't hold myself together any longer. And it's really frustrating. Like on days like today, I would just wish to be a neurotypical person, to not care about anything, to not see anything that happens in the world. Most of the times we are not being appreciated for being ourselves. We are being judged for being ourselves. We are being judged for being emotional. We are being judged for feeling hurt. We are basically being judged for being a human, for having emotions. I mean, that's kind of what makes us who we are. It's the core of our biggest power, and they try to take it away from us by shaming us for having emotions, shaming us for feeling like it's too much, shaming us for feeling. basically. If you dare to feel and if you dare to be yourself, you are the outcast. You're the crazy one. But you know, I think whoever does not dare to feel and does not dare to be themselves, they are the crazy ones. Take it with a grain of salt. And I think that's all.